Hey everyone, happy Father's Day. So, this is a video specifically for my father that I thought I'd share with everyone. So, for me and my father, it's been years of memories, both good and bad. Few good, plenty of bad, about even to be honest. But overall, both sides always brought us closer. As a child, I was in an abusive foster family, and at about 2.5, I was adopted into the family I'm in now. This consisted of my mom, my sister, and my dad. I give my parents quite a run for their money. I was chaos, and I was actually the let's just say the disobedient child back then. I was the rebel. But my dad has always been pretty laid back personality wise, so he's always kind of been. He only really gets involved when he needs to, which was quite often when I was involved. But overall, he never really expresses his opinions on things unless he's kind of forced to. Even then, it's kind of a problem getting him to actually tell everyone what he thinks. But let me give an example of that. So when my mom asks, "Oh, how do I look, honey?" he responds with, "Good." When she asks, "Which one should I wear, hon?" he goes, "Both. You look good in both." When she asks, "Which earrings do you like better?" he goes, or, "You don't need earrings." Stuff like that. Believe it or not, even though he's pretty laid back and not really expressive of his emotions, he's a pretty big romantic when it comes to my mom. It's actually kind of cute in a weird way. And yes, for the son to say that, it's... Ugh. But anyways, I'm moving on. By the way, I do have a few notes here that I want to get into, but after a certain point, it kind of just going to go off the rails and speak from the heart. So, well, this is all kind of from the heart, but some of it's written down, some of it won't be. So, he's never really been very expressive of his hobbies either. He's always been straightforward, except when he's asked to give his opinion on something or to kind of do something that he might not really enjoy, such as watching a certain channel. He'll just kind of go with it. At least by my mom, that is. So, my mom kind of does have the pants in the relationship sometimes. When it comes to the TV, I think my mom actually has authority over that. But I think most things, it's pretty even. Anyways, since this is kind of an issue where I don't really know that much about him, I never really figured out what he enjoys. Now, through some of these memories, I have figured out what he enjoys by doing it with him, such as woodworking and making tree houses at the New York State Fair every year when I was a kid. Nowadays, they cost money, so we don't do it anymore. Plus, I think I've outgrown that a bit. But overall, as a kid, we used to do these tree houses at the state fair that were normally a father and son project, but we kind of made it our own thing where it was just ours. Like, who cares about everyone else? We're doing it. I also remember doing these memories where we would go fishing. We used to go fishing, I don't know where. I know we used to go to a camp called Lazy Lakes. It was an RV camp where we would take our RV and just camp there for a weekend or sometimes even a week. And we stopped going there a while back. But I always went fishing there, and my dad was always the one who was showing me the ropes, and honestly, I remember him cheering me on a bit, which was something he didn't really do much, which isn't a bad thing. Overall, he's been kind of tough when it comes to that stuff, but that's not a bad thing either. Like I said, he's like that, and it's only brought us closer. But for him to cheer me on, like, for stuff like that, obviously showed me that he enjoyed it. He was one of the people who knew about it, knew I was doing good, and he said he claimed many times he was proud of me, but he didn't really show it that much, which was kind of normal for him. And it's kind of just who he is, and I accept that. I don't have a problem with it. The thing is, as a farmer, this is at least my perspective on it, he's kind of taught that get stuff done, give your opinion later. And this is the only proof I have for this is my grandfather's the exact same way, and he was the original farmer. But all I have to say is there are a lot of memories my dad and I share, and a lot of them are silly, stupid ones, such as telling dad jokes, which we both progress in very well, all the way to doing something that was fixing something, or even with me, I asked my dad if I could use some scrap metal in the barn, and I made two little flowers out of random junk metal that he had in a bin. And I remember him kind of giving me a bit of cheering for that as well when I was done. He was pretty impressed. But overall, all I can say is that my dad and I have a lot of differences. We have a lot of similarities, just as every human in this world does. But the moments that I've shared with him are some of the greatest things I could ever experience. Especially since when I was younger, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. None of us really knew what was going to happen, especially me, who was extremely little. I honestly don't remember how old I was, but I was extremely young. I was probably 5 years old or younger. And my dad was basically left to take care of my sister and I at once, and it was pretty tough for everyone. I do remember that. But in the end, my dad did what needed to be done. He raised us along with our mom and turned us into pretty good characters, if you ask me. Our personalities are pretty good, for the most part. Our morals, yeah, that's on us, though. Overall, they did the best I think a parent could ever do. And my dad is extremely special to me. Despite our disconnections and the issues we've had in the past, I still love him. You kidding me? He's my dad. He's my dad. Dad, you probably won't get that reference. It's a reference to a YouTube thing. But, that's not the point. So anyways, I'm going to end this video by saying one thing. Maybe two. One is Happy Father's Day. Two is give your dad a hug. Even if he won't really react to it that strongly, like my dad probably won't. Do it. I know for a fact he'll appreciate it, even if he doesn't tell you so. So yeah. Thanks. And thank you, Dad. Bye.